In this example, we're going to see how to associate some styling information with XML tags. So let's begin by opening up the first XML file.xml code in chapter 4. And if you did the previous exercise, then this document should already have some content. And let's also open the example snippets. And what we're going to do is open up the first XML file.css file here. And right now it's blank. So over in the snippets, I'm going to scroll down to my chapter 4 section, and I'm going to copy lines 20 through 26 here. And I'm going to copy those lines and paste them into the CSS file here. Okay, so let's take a moment to go through the CSS file line by line and see what's happening. So right here on line 1, I have the word first tag, and that corresponds with the XML tag over here in our XML document. So just like you would normally do in HTML, you can define a CSS style sheet that applies to an XML tag. Now inside the XML tag's style declaration, I have display block because I want the information to display as a block level element. Otherwise, the browser doesn't really know how to display it. I'm going to give it a font family of Arial. I'm going to give it a large font size and a color of blue. Okay, so now I'm going to save this file and go back out to the file system. Now recall that when we opened up the file in the browser, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to open this up in Chrome. And you can see that it's just the XML data, right? So now we need a way of associating the CSS style sheet with the XML file itself. So let's go back to the code. All right, so back here in Aptana Studio, what I'm going to do is go to the snippets, and right here I'm going to copy this line, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it into the XML file right below the XML document declaration. And you can see that it starts with an angle bracket and a question mark, which means that this is a processing instruction. It's going to tell the browser that there's a processing instruction called XML-stylesheet, which means, hey, browser, there's a style sheet that goes along with this XML file. The type attribute is set to text/CSS, and the href field points to the path to the CSS style file. And since it's in the same directory, it's just called first XML file.css. All right, so now let's save this document. And now let's go back over to the browser and let's refresh the page. And you can see that when we refresh the page, now the XML document tree has gone away and it's been replaced by the text that's in the file. And you can see that sure enough, it's Arial font and it's blue and it's relatively large. All right, let's try the same thing in some of the other browsers. Okay, so let's right click and open in Firefox. And you can see that we're getting the right result. And let's try the same thing in Internet Explorer. And you can see that the same thing is happening. So using an XML style sheet declaration, you can associate CSS information with your XML files and give the XML an appearance.